observance of Earth Day is a time to celebrate our preservation of our beautiful planet and to reaffirm our commitment to environmental protection. The issue of climate change is as local as our neighborhoods, as personal as what it means in the individual lives of people, especially poor people in our country, and the impact that change will have on them. That is why, just as we are asking the world and the American people to take up the fight against global warming, we are taking the lead here in our Greening of the Capitol initiative.
And it's also important for us to be reminded that so much of what we do must be guarded because we are aware that it is the poor and dispossessed in our society that often carry the brunt of many of the policies that we make. And so we come here today not to just do something of a symbolic nature, not to just redouble our efforts on behalf of the planet, but also to keep ourselves reminded that our policies must in fact protect those who are less fortunate.
The United States is no longer the sleeping giant with regard to the environment, that we are in fact going to assume our rightful place as the leaders of the planet in more than military issues, that we are actually going to try to save this environment. This issue of environment is a moral issue. It is no less a moral issue than civil rights and human rights. And the reason? This planet, so says the psalmist, is the Lord's. The earth is the Lord's. And when you look around at this great beauty, it is not ours, it is the Lord's. That means we have a responsibility not to damage it. And when we damage it, we must work to heal it. That is our responsibility.
The tree of life. And the tree of life, this tree, being planted with intentionality to talk about preserving God's creation, is indeed a tree of life. This tree that you will now help plant is the tree of the life of all God's creation. It is a tree that secures the life of that wondrous tapestry of all the creatures that God has put on earth. It is the tree that represents humanity and the life of humanity in the future.
We must move all of our society from a mentality that says we take from the earth, we make things and we waste them. In other words, we need to move from a take, make, waste to a borrow, use, and return. We borrow simply from the earth, we use the gifts God has given us, and we return them back, presumably in a fashion even better than we took them out. And isn't that the kind of ethic we all agree on?
We've also learned an important lesson over the past year. Making the Capitol more environmentally friendly is just not that hard. No technological breakthroughs are needed, no massive investment of federal funds, and no new federal employees. Just personal commitment, a little common sense, and a lot of elbow grease.
So it's only appropriate today, Earth Day, that we add this new tree to our majestic grounds to further green the Capitol.